like the whole Mormon thing. We're talking big love. Actually, you know what? There was a medical assistant here who she was part of the Mormon church. Yeah, and she escaped. She has 3 children, and she just came to visit. She moved to Albany, and her son is now doing his Mormon. They do like what is it called? It's so interesting, where they explore. No, they have a time where it's like, okay, decide if you want to be here or go out there. It's kind of cool, right? Anyway, so you guys, do you understand now that if you have, remember, these nerves, yes, they go down, but they also supply your postural muscles. Now, I'm going to tell you why this is important in a second when we talk about degenerative disc disease. Okay? Wow, people, we have 500 people in the room. I'm actually going to do a screenshot of that because that just makes me happy. Can I do this? I'll be BRB. Makes me happy. Can I do this? I'll be BRB. Makes me happy. Can I do this? I'll be BRB. BR. Remember, my goal is to get to 600,000. So tap, 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 tap. So 500 people. Oh, if you guys just literally each did 500 taps, that would get me so close to it. And it takes about 4 minutes to do that. And what I mean is you live, by the way, you guys, thanks, Ash. Oh, it's good to see you, Ash. I've seen you, Ash, before. You became, thank you. Oh, you're the second April. Hey, April, it's good to see you. Thank you, Angie. So, you guys, I'm going to, Spicy's here. Holy crap. Where have you been, Spicy? Where have you been? How are you doing? I know you're fighting a good cause out there in Kenya. Bless you for that. It's not easy. Bless you. Seriously. I mean that. Okay, so you guys, now you can see how one side of the body, if you only have one side of pain, can get spasmed. No matter what your problem is in your buttock, whether it's your leg, your foot, your toes, la 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 la, and the same thing for your neck. It's a little harder to feel in your neck, but it might feel like the little bump between your shoulder blades. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. You know what else? It might be a little strange. Oh, my gallery is filled? Yay, yay me. Oh, you're new here? I'm so happy to welcome you. Thank you so much. So Melissa's like, yeah, girl, I know. So that's kind of important to understand that when the nerve gets irritated, how it can show up. Now, mind you, I'm talking about muscle spasm, but it can also just be sensation. I feel numb on the side. I feel numbness, doctor. Oh, man. I feel like this weird kind of, it's just, Okay? Now, how many people have numbness on the bottom of 1 foot or 2 feet? 1 foot or 2 feet? People have that? Say yes. Say I do. Say me. If you have numbness in your feet, burning, tingling, your left foot. Okay, one side. 1 foot. Okay, 1 foot. Priceless, 1 foot. Yes, 1. Okay, tell me if it's 1 or 2. You mean 1 foot. Okay, 1 foot. Your mom does. Oh, Jody, you're so sweet. I love that you're here for your mom. You got the burning. Okay, so I'm going to do a little sidebar in a second, but I want to finish this thought, and I'm going to do a sidebar because I want to address your issue specifically. Okay, my sidebar is that. That's a sidebar. But first, I want to continue. Now you understand. So if for you there was the left foot, right? You said, I have it on my left foot. Remember I told you how to evaluate if on that same side, the muscles on either side of your back, those postural muscles, they called it paraspinal, which is next to the spine. Oh, everybody bestie up with Lena. She said minutes. That's brilliant. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for my pot of gold. So if these postural muscles then attach to a hip, so for you who said your left side, so Linda Ann, right? If it's on your left side and you touch the left side of your back, so remember, this is your center, those bones in the middle, your center. So you have to find the center and then go to one side. Find the center, then go to the other side and compare them. You go, and you'll find that maybe where you have your pain, you also have spasm here. Now, I just told you, well, earlier, because a lot of people were here. Okay, that the muscles on the postural muscles, they can attach to the top of your hip If you all, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Masala. Thank you. So, you guys, now the left footed burning, the left sided pain, you can see how if this muscle is in spasm, I just told you that those postural muscles can attach to your hip. How then a spasm means shortening, right? So when I shorten my muscle, right, it gets hard. It gets hard. That's why you feel it as hard, shortened. Okay. And that shortening will go like this to your hip. Boop. And suddenly you have a reactive scoliosis. And sometimes people are like, wait, what do you mean I have a scoliosis? I have a scoliosis? I never have scoliosis. No one ever told me I have a scoliosis. Because you don't have a scoliosis. You have a reactive scoliosis. You have a reaction to the spasm of your muscles. Everybody, we got my life. Okay. And I might have a couple of outbursts because because my life be like, ooh, oh my gosh. Okay, so you're saying, well, Dr. O, I mean, you know so much, but how do you know it's a reaction and not real? How do I know? How do I know your scoliosis is a reaction? It's so easy. It's going to be so easy. Sonny, I'm not even going to be dramatic about it. Lord knows I want to be. So this is where, and this is why I say that your story is not just your MRI. It has to be your exam. And this is what you do in the exam. Watch this. You're spasmed, right? One hip is higher than the other. Your doctor looks and you can see it. One hip is higher than the other, right? Guess what happens when you stretch out the muscle? The spasm, you stretch out the spasm. So you ask the patient, bend forward. And that's it. The spine straightens. Everything gets even. The curve that you saw goes away. What causes a reactive scoliosis, right? Irritation of the nerve. We learned why does that happen? Because those postural muscles attached to the hip and spasms or shortens. And we got Zoe up there connected with the top 20. Love it. And so everybody do what Zoe just did. So what place of church is a church for me? Okay. Okay, so now what was the sidebar? This is the sidebar. Remember I said I have a sidebar. You love how I explain it? Thank you. Amen. Praise Christ. We get to a discussion of degenerative disc disease. So it's not really a sidebar, it's like the numbness. Now, remember how we started for those of you who came in late? Shame on you, by the way. Every Sunday, it's at 2 o'clock. Boom. And I'm on time. I explained to you that your spine's support is your pelvis underneath you. Hey, thank you, CC. Or was that CG? I can't. You see, I shouldn't even start. Thank you, Fibonacci. I see you, Fibonacci. I see you, Fibonacci, with all those freaking likes. See, Fibonacci is like this, literally, listening to me going. So if your pelvis isn't underneath you, this is what you're doing, guys. And remember how I was showing you, for those of you who came late, this little triangle here, this is your pee-pee area, right? So in men, you got your thing going. Ladies, you got your holes going. This is your pelvis, your pelvic floor. It's a bowl. You see that? It's like literally a bowl. Okay? And you see how it's slanted? See this? So look down at your groin right now. Go ahead, right here, when you're sitting. If you're sitting, and tell me the slant. Does it slant like this? Does it slant downward? If you put your hand right there, oop, let me do this hand, right? Or is it like this? See what I just did? So if it's like this, you are crushing your discs. And I'm going to go over what that means. We started out talking about, we talked to you about the bones. Love you. Richard? Is that the lordosis you're talking about? The bones of the spine, the cushions or the discs, right? So, what is, okay, I have to thank everybody. Oh, Dr. Melissa, bless you so much. And April Mindset, Princess, how does it show up? I'm going to go with the easiest way to think about it. If you have a cushion in your house, you know, thank you, Nicole. If you have your like couch cushions on your chairs, what happens to them over time if you sit your little butt on them? Over time, they go from nice and big, hey, D-Town, and they get flatter, flatter, flatter. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, Gladdy's like, girl, that thing gets flat, right? And you try to puff them up, puff, puff, puff. But once it loses that support, it just stays flat. That's what happens to your discs. Pregnant pause. It's like this. How would your disc react? It's just like if you sat in that cushion all the time, crushing it all the time. How is it supposed to get fluffy? Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you? Yeah. You know, your continued pain requires a break. You need to give it a break. Five all day? No, it's not normal. Okay, should we take okay, I'm going to do two sidebars. So I still have to do the numbness sidebar, but I do want to finish this concept because once you understand this concept, the numbness will be very, very easy for you to understand. Okay. And then we're going to talk about you driving all day people because we had a trucker in here who does that too. Okay. So you're sitting on the cushion, it's going to flatten. Now, what do people call that? They call it degenerative disc disease, right? They call it dehydration, right? Because this is sort of a gelatinous kind of like jelly-like, substance-y, thicky, right, with a fibrous band around it. Hey, so what happens when this flattens? How does that show up in your body? Notice that I just talked about degeneration, the flattening. I didn't say herniation. I didn't say bulge. I didn't say disc, slip disc. I didn't say any of that, right? Because how many of your reports say degenerative disc disease? Go on. Tell me. Say me. How many? I'm waiting. Nobody? Yep, Chris does. Yep. Yep, Kim. I can't, it's going by so fast. I saw Sandy real quick. I saw Beaches, Tiffany, Madonna. It's like everybody. Okay, so that degeneration, that flattening. Now, what happens? Look, do you see in general that each of the bones, the disc size is about the same? We got Princess back up there, so go ahead and take the opportunity to connect, you guys, please, if you haven't already. It's about the same, right, you guys? Do you see that? Now, imagine now you flatten that cushion because your butt sit on it too much, or in this case, crushed it too much. Okay, you got three. Well, we didn't even talk about the bulging ones, Rhonda. We'll get into that one next. We're just talking about degeneration. But that can result in two things that I can think of. Number one, the disc separates each of these bones, right? Look what else up close. Do you see how this bone and this bone? Two things. Look at it. This one and this one. Look at it in relationship to the nerve. Do you see that? They actually form the walls of the tunnel through which the nerve passes. Do you see that? One bone, the other bone, and there's the tunnel, and there's the nerve. Remember, in the lower back, they go to your buttock, the front of your leg, the back of your leg, your muscles, your hamstrings, your calf muscles, the bottom of your feet muscles. Okay? If these cushions get closer together, look what happened to the tunnel. Eek. see that? That narrowing of the tunnel is called stenosis. Stenosis. I know you always wondered, people are like, oh my God, so that's what stenosis is. Yes. Now, remember, I'm just talking about the tunnel where the nerve exits. You can also have, remember what this is called, you guys, where the spinal cord is? The central nervous system. Your brain connecting your spinal cord, the information that goes to say, move your toe, move your leg, goes down your spinal cord. That too is a tunnel. I don't have a good example here because, oh yeah, you can kind of see it. Hold on. I got to put it like this. You see? It's a tunnel. Do you see the tunnel? Do you see that little yellow thing in the tunnel? That's the spinal cord. And it connects, sits like this, connects to your brain. That tunnel can also get narrowed. So that's called central stenosis. Yeah, Jamie, spinal stenosis can be central of the cord. So it means that the cord gets tighter. Or it can be what they call peripheral or foraminal. That's called the foramen. I don't even know if you need to know that. Just know stenosis. Either it's in the middle or on the sides, okay? But they have very different consequences. You got both? Or you got both? Number one, look, the consequence obviously here, when you tighten this tunnel, you can potentially irritate the nerve. So that's another way, or a way, that degenerative disc disease can show up as traveling pain down your leg, or a spasm in a particular muscle, or just spasm on one side of the back, right? Because we said that the nerves, they travel and they supply different muscles. In the neck, different muscles in your shoulder, upper back, between the shoulder blades. Do you see how it can show up? So if you have these problems that are persisting over and over and over and over and over again, oh, hello. I feel very good. Bless you. Hey, Charmin, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Jamie, for sending me those heart me's. Bless you. Okay, thank you, Chrissy, for tapping out the live. Same thing with you. Dry up. Bring the bones closer together. It can potentially irritate the nerve. But what else can pressure from your slouching, sorry to call it slouching, do? It can cause that disc where it's weakest to bulge out, right? So if you take a water balloon and squish it, how it sticks out. Well, there's a fibrous band, like a rubber band around the cushion to contain all that jelly-like material, but it's weakest right here. And over time, that crushing, it can leak out. Jenny, frozen shoulder. Jenny, as soon as you send cool, and then we can do one on sleep. That is a good idea, right? Yeah, I think that we should do it. We can do one on knees because otherwise, every single which by the way, because it supplies the knees, it supplies the hips, it supplies the ankles, it supplies the neck, it supplies your shoulder where your frozen shoulder is. Do you see what I'm saying? So understanding this, it can help figure out why you have all these other issues. Because it all has to do with alignment. And this is Princess, you guys. So another thing that can happen, in addition to the narrowing, when this cushion collapses, I just said that a piece of the cushion can stick out. And because the disc is weak as here, when it sticks out, herniated disc, bigger than a bulging disc. So the difference between a bulging disc and a herniation disc is literally size. Thank you, Zeppy. Thank you. Okay. So a bulging disc can also cause irritation. So we talked about collapsing when this gets tinier from crushing it all day and the cushion gets smaller, stenosis. The cushion can stick out, bulging, herniation. But now there's a third thing. When those bones get closer together, watch you guys, look. See one bone meets the other bone? Look what else. In addition to forming the tunnel, the walls of the tunnel, look what else forms. A specific joint. Do you see that joint right there? That's the joint when you try to bend backwards, and you stop, like you can't go so far. Like even people who are super flexible, they can't like go flat. And that's because of this joint. And this is the famous facet joint. And there are three things I want you to know about the facet joint. Number one, it also participates in the canal. Look, it's right there. See that? There's the joint. Boom. You know how when joints get arthritic, like if you look at like an old person's hands or something, you know how they enlarge? So everybody, do you know what I'm talking about? How joints can get big, arthritic joints can get big and fat? Yes, Jesse. Thank you, Jess. Look what would happen if that got big. That can also throw away. So that's a third way. You can get just narrowing from the collapse. You can get irritation of the nerve. You can get irritation of the nerve from a bulge or a slip disc. And you can get irritation of the nerve from a facet joint. So that's why, I didn't say this yet, but to understand which of these is your pain generator is the way to win.